Nityanandam. In this video, I'm going to share with you the beauty of living Sattva, the state of inner balance. See, in Vedic tradition, it is said that a human being experiences three qualities, three gunas: tamas, rajas, and sattva. Tamas is considered the state of less thought, less action, basically inertness, downness, or laziness. Then the rajas is a state of more thoughts, more action, basically the state of agitation, restlessness. Finally, sattva is a state of less thoughts but more action, feeling alive, feeling in the restful awareness. So essentially, we go through these three stages on a day-to-day basis. For instance, in the morning, we experience the state of sattva. That's why it's very conducive to do your spiritual practice in the morning. As the day peaks in the afternoon, we'll be experiencing the state of rajas, a lot of actions and a lot of thoughts. And by the time night falls in the evening, we start to experience tamas. That means less thoughts, less action, because as the body prepares itself to go into sleep. So this is the cycle that a normal human being goes through. But you should know that as a seeker, as a spiritual being, we should always try to be living in the state of sattva. That means spending more time in the state of sattva, the inner balance, the inner peace. So how do we go about doing that? There is a saying in Vedic tradition, a beautiful saying. It says, when you purify your food, purifying your food purifies your memory. It means your thought currents. But purifying your memory purifies your consciousness. By purifying your consciousness, you receive all the greatest blessing in life. All the greatest blessing will be showered on you. So let me just go through that truth that is being revealed by the Vedic seers, masters, sages. So it says, purifying your food. So start with diet. What you put on your plate and inside your mouth. The food. You should know that as a seeker, the best diet is to stick to vegetarian sattvic diet. So a lot of vegetarian food out there, they are not sattvic. Please be very clear. There is a difference in terms of the categories of vegetarian food. Now, in the yogic tradition, we recommend sattvic food. So, in the same way that the gunas are being applied in the state that we experience, the same thing is also applied in the nature of the food. A tamasic food, a food that becomes impure, makes you dull, tired, easily. Impure food includes meat, eggs, the mushrooms, preserved foods that is laden with a lot of preservatives, additives, as well as GMO products, genetically modified products. So these are considered the tamasic food, which has already become impure by its nature. Next, rajasic food. The rajasic food are those which makes you stimulated, restless, hyperactive. These food include the caffeine, some spices, onion, garlics. These are considered like steroid, which makes your system highly perk up, restless. Then, of course, the last category of food is called the Sattvic food. Sattvic foods are food that not only nourishes your body, but also create this balance in the system for you to awaken your bioenergy, for your spiritual awakening, basically. These food include food that are organic, natural in its nature, and the way it is prepared in front of you. So all that comes as important quality. See, there are 3 doshas which I was taught by my guru. His name is Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashivam. He talks about the Sattvic food contains 3 types of doshas. One, it is called the jati dosha, which means the nature of the food. Basically, a food is considered pure if its nature is also pure. Let's say that when you buy the organic food, the way it is being grown, the nature should be pure. Not that a lot of things has been added to it. By the time it comes to you, it's no longer a pure food. So the nature of the food needs to be pure. Then the second thing is called the nimitta dosha. Nimitta dosha means the way it is prepared, brought to you. The way it's prepared and brought to you is like the memory, the muscle memory that this food has come to you. Whether it's gone through a lot of the way it was treated before it comes to you. And thirdly, the third dosha is called ashraya dosha. Basically, it means the person who handles or prepares the food for you. So these 3 doshas determines whether the food is pure. First, the nature of the food. That means the way how it is grown, whether it's organically or not. Then the way it is brought to you, prepared for you, whether is there any killings, any negativity, negative thoughts being done to the muscle memory of that food, the energy of that food. Third, the person who prepares it. If the person who prepares it is all constantly living in the state of Sattva, non-violence and inner balance, and also filled with a lot of love and compassion, naturally the food will be energized. If the person prepares it, it's constantly in the thoughtless zone, in the state of balance, harmony. So these 3 qualities, doshas, determines whether a food, a sattvic food, is made. Because it is very important when these 3 qualities, these 3 dosha are met, the food that you consume not only awakens your bioenergy, your kundalini shakti, the natural source of your energy, it also brings so much health and purifies the memory, your thought current. I've seen people who dropped the non-vegetarian diet, basically they let go of meat, started to experience a lot of calmness, inner peace, less agitation and depression, most of all. See, a lot of those meat, because when the animal is being killed for food, you must understand they go through tremendous suffering, a lot of pain, a lot of incompletion, fear. All the negative emotions are invoked at the time of death. So when an animal is killed for food, that animal is not going to bless you. It is going to create a lot of incompletion in the system, which cause a lot of chemical reaction in that food, which create toxin, chemical toxin in the muscle memory of the meat itself. So when someone ingests the meat, you are actually consuming poison, chemical toxin in the body. So be very clear, that's a reason why, as a seeker, it is highly recommended to only consume vegetarian food, and most of all, Sattvic diet. So, and you can see also the people who are already on a vegetarian diet. You can actually do a simple test on your body itself. You just spend like 1 week or 2 weeks in just ingesting just vegetarian diet, pure Sattvic food, and then spend another week eating non-veg food. You can see how your moods and also the way you feel, the way you think, and your consciousness are also affected by the food that you take. Just do a simple experiment and you will know what I mean. So, there was also research done on society that is vegetarian based versus society that is non-veg based. You can see a co-relationship in terms of the number of crime rate and depressions in the non-vegetarian society versus a society which lives on vegetarian diet. More joyful people, happier people, and also the rate of crime and also depression are very low. So essentially, food, our ancient masters and sages already know that through food, it affects our not only body, it affects our thought current and ultimately our consciousness. So coming back to the diet part, so the way you prepare the food plays a major role. It is actually recommended, if you can, grow your own organic food. If you have a little farm where you can grow your own vegetable, that would be the best. So now, as we know that when you consume such balanced diet called the Sattvic diet, it naturally starts to awaken your bioenergy, the energy, the Kundalini Shakti, which basically promotes spiritual awakening and inner peace. So that can only happen by the first step you change your diet, the food that you take. Spiritual awakening can only happen when you start to feel the toxin has been flushed out from your system. Detoxification of the toxin due to impure food is being removed from your system. So that is the first thing. The second thing is purification of the memory, meaning your thought current. How you think, how you feel, the emotional part of you and the psychological part of you need to also be purified, basically your mind, the mental state. That comes with a lot of awareness and completion, meaning micromanaging how you think and how you feel. If you know that there's something in the past that still create hangovers, kind of pain or suffering, hurt inside you, be very clear. That part of that past is still sitting in your inner space, disturbing your present moment and creating disturbance in your future. So that part needs to be purified, meaning when you start to become aware through this Sattvic diet, living in Sattva, inner balance, you start to be able to witness yourself between the consciousness and your mind, the thought current that you entertain, you cherish. With that awareness, you can start to make changes, do the completion, and let go of the things that do not serve you at all, that is not going to raise your frequency, consciousness. So that's the other thing. The more and more completion, the more and more you live in the state of Sattva. Ultimately, you will reach the state of Sattvic Ananda. What is Sattvic Ananda? Ananda means bliss. Sattvic means inner balance. So, according to my guru, Swamiji, he said Sattvic Ananda is a state where you experience this intense bliss, joy inside you, happening inside you, because of the non-violent thoughts and activity that you carry. So constantly in the high state of love, compassion, inclusiveness, oneness with the source, you experience the state of Sattvic Ananda. See, one thing that causes us to have this difficulty in experiencing this state of Sattvic Ananda is caused by the pitta layer in the brain. See, pitta layer is caused by the food and also the thought current. And a lot of time, the pitta layer causes us to be in low mood. State of depression, sadness, pain, hurt, suffering. That pitta layer create all the negative emotions and thought currents within us. The pitta layer in the brain is responsible for the low frequency or the heaviness we feel. So the moment you start changing your diet and purify your inner space, your thought current, more and more Sattvic Ananda gets, oozing out through your body and through your inner space. More and more, the pitta layer would get reduced. So that is one of the important understanding of how, by purifying the food, purifies your memory, and purifying the memories purifies your consciousness. And the moment you experience the consciousness of Sattvic Ananda, you experience tremendous blessing by the cosmos being showered on you. So that is what I'm experiencing personally in my life, of having the Guru's grace also by awakening the Kundalini Shakti. See, the moment a Guru happens in my life, the first thing that got dropped is the non-vegetarian diet. In 2007, I became vegetarian, January. So I've been living a vegetarian for the last 14 years, and I can say this is one of the best decisions I've made. Because of that conscious decision, so much good things has happened. Not only body becoming healthy, the space, the mood, the kind of agitation, restlessness left my system, becoming more and more at peace with myself, and also ability to become active, being active with less thoughts, constantly contributing, enriching the world with the gifts that I brought to planet Earth. And of course, the bio-memory which got awakened by the Guru. All the past talents or gifts which I have accumulated got awakened, and with that awareness I'm able to share with the humanity. So when you feel that you're able to share all these great things in life, more and more bliss get experienced. You just experience this Sattvic Ananda. So with that, I would like to conclude this video. So if you have any question, feel free to ask me. I'll be more than happy to give you a reply. With that, let me just conclude with the Purna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nityananda Paramashiva Parugapanastu. Om Nityanandam. Thank you for listening.